Well, 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 my lovelies, it's been a while, hasn't it? Let's get started. Ah! I fell in the water! The warrior of light, her brave companions, walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight! I cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present to you my family home, Fort Temps Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friend, introductions must be made.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing. I, Count Edmond de Fortomp, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortomp, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Forton.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies, don't you think? Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Do 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 do. Though our friends in high houses the House Fortemp have been generous enough to extend us their protection, we must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. It is only proper that we learn about our new home, so that we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. Then there's the markets, the taverns. We'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. 'Twould seem a tour of the city is indeed in order. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall, course, do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer your questions, any questions you might have. Ah, but I grow forgetful. There is something I must give you ere we part. Their documentation is in order, I trust? Yes, my lord. Those documents identify you as wards of House Fortemps. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House Fortemps, but let us hope it shall not come to that. Rest assured that we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. For the last time, Alpha Node, it's Neve. I will break your knees. Let's go. Let me know if you want me to continue reading. I will for a while. Let's just skip that. It's not important. I think for the most part I'm probably just gonna read the cutscenes if there's no actual voice acting, but let me know if you actually like it. It's it'll be interesting, to say the least, I guess. The Hoplon, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. The magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is borne, Ishgard's seat of government, and residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statue to the south, are they perchance Thordan's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Alphanode. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thordan, Thordan the First, to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there is much you can learn by exploring the pillars, time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the Jewel de Crozier, I shall introduce you to Miss Elise, our master of the markets. I need to eat something so that way my stomach and esophagus calms down. Yeah. Alright, cool. I know I'm going to mispronounce a lot of things. Oh well. The fuck was that look? Well, you're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers, which makes you all heretics! Ah, words of House Fortem. How very interesting. Count Edmund has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we have needs of sundry goods. Hence, our desire to make your acquaintance, that is, of course assuming you are content to accept custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable... Oh, shush. Young sir, we do not discriminate in the matter of money. If you have coin, Khajiit has if you have coin Khajiit has wares. Weapons, armor, whatever your desire, it can be found in the Crozier. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see. Our next destination is the Aetherite Plaza in the Foundation, if everyone is ready. Why are you all so far away? My legs, they're so tiny. And here we are. I'm gonna go for the money, because my gear is better. The better half. As for our next destination, perhaps we should decide together what else can be found nearby. The Sky Steel Manufactory stands to the west. There are engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The holy stables where the chocobos are trained for war also lie in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our knights most heavenly, while to the south and east, well, 'twould best if you avoided that area. And why is that? Poor people. I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Alphanode. Hold your nose where ye pass the broom, little lord. A delicate flower like yourself is like to wilt in our fumes. Oh look, it's one of those ruffians. You misjudge me, sir, for I am no lord, but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have ye? Take a turn down the Hopland and gawp at the statues? Bah ha 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 ha. Well, if ye've a mind to learn how to better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Knight, if your nursemaid'll let ye. My humblest apologies, Master Alphanode. Pray pay that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see the Forgotten Knight for myself. I trust you see wisdom in this. Alphanode, I'm going to take your kneecaps. There's a few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. Blah, 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 blah. Not that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? Then I'm coming too! Yeah, Tataru. We'll just use the Aetherite to get there. Yeah, so if you want me to continue reading, it'll probably be for some time before I learn that y'all want me to stop. But either way, if you want me to stop and just shut up during the cutscenes, just let me know. Must say, this is rather unusual. Now not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. We but recently arrived in Ishgard and are eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments, Master Gilberlant. Just Gilberlant will do, and I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, But it's decent food, drink you're after. You could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of clientele, I could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and the lower floors. Spotted that, did ye? Up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty nights, and so forth dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars, maybe, but not locals. Folks from the Broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality, mind, but not sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lowest levels, yes? Why do they call them the Broom, if I may ask? 'Cause when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with it. I see. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards, it started tearing up the city. It was the Broom that got the worst of it. While the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and temple knights. More than a few people are still sore about that mind, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot, just to be sure. I shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Alphinaud, I think it would be best if we return to Fortemps Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. Tataru! Miss Tataru, I'm afraid that is out of the question. My lord the Count would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place. Least of all, a maiden. Okay, Mr. Maidenless. What are you up to, Tataru? I'm gonna set up business here. Look around, Alphinaud. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. Yeah? Indeed. But will you be safe here on your own? Oh, please. Do you know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? If I had a gill for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine. Not that I doubt the lady's knack for fending off unwanted advances, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. That settles it then, Tataru. Alphinaud, I'm going to take your kneecaps, I swear. I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link pearl if you require assistance. I will. I know full well why they do that, because Smol Angy is technically the first name, which is funny, but it's still even funnier, and part of the joke, I guess, for anyone who doesn't know. It's just a part of the joke that I'm always angry and willing to take people's kneecaps for calling me Smol Angy. What's wrong, Rizzy Rose? You okay? Come on in! Edmund! Tell us, then, Master Alphinaud, does Ishgard beat your expectations? That which I imagine pales in comparison to the reality. I felt the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took. And when those steps took me past the scars left by the wyverns in the foundation, I understood how easily that history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating, the casualties unspeakable. The wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Emmerich has ordered his knights to strengthen our defense, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done, yet, alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Mayhaps we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you have done for us, we would welcome an opportunity to repay your kindness. That is a most generous offer, Master Alphanode. You are a guest in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse. Good. What would you ask of us? From what I have heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on. As for you, Mistress Neve, thank you! You're the only one I'm not going to take the kneecaps of. I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a woman with the capability to act swiftly and decisively when needed. Aid these two in their duties. I beg your pardon? I actually like you. Don't make me take your kneecaps. I am more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need of our honored guests' assistance. Now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Hold your tongues, both of you. By the Fury, the two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity befitting your station, and show Mistress Neve the respect she deserves. This is the woman who slew Gaius von Belsar, and some half-dozen primals besides. She is not here to steal your glory, or serve as your errand girl. If you can pardon them, Mistress Neve, I shall be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. My thanks, Fury willing. They may even learn something from you. Alphanode! 'Twould seem we shall no doubt be employed. Time to make some gil. Hello. Shall we be off then, old girl? I'm not that old! That's a joke. What he said. By the way. Ah, but where are my manners? Second son of Count Edmund. True-born, that is. Yes, I know what you're thinking, and you are absolutely right. What ill fortune to be born second in society where the eldest inherits all. Oh, my brother would never cut me off, 'tis true, but who could be satisfied subsisting on meager allowance, forever overshadowed by his sibling? Not I, old girl, not I. You are useless. I hope you realize this. I know you are useless, which is why I need your help to ensure that business in the Sea of Clouds goes swimmingly, so that the tales of my great deeds can win me a place in our people's hearts, or better yet, raise me higher in their estimations than Artoriel. Oh my goodness. Ambitious, I grant you, but then I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding, ha ha ha. Oh, don't look at me that way. I jest. No, you don't. Anyway, we are to aid the good men and women of House Hillerant. They have been steadfast friends to our house, though they've fallen on hard times since the calamity. Poor blighters. As for what precisely we will be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? Just come along with me to the airship landing. We'll need to take the airship to Camp Cloud Top. I love how I'm just looking at him angrily. Oh my gosh. Hello, what do you need help with? Let us begin anew, Mistress Neve. Thank you! I am Sir Artoriel, eldest son of Count Edmund de Fortemps. You will forgive me for my outburst, I hope. I meant no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me, unlike some. Hoshfont has spoken of you often. If you are even half the woman he claims, I shall be glad to have you at my side. To the matter at hand, then, we will be assisting my esteemed compatriots of House Durandare and Demal. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it? Aye, well, suffice it to say, the prospect of assisting said house does not fill me with joy. However, if you are willing, if it is the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this crucial juncture, but we shall speak more of it anon. First, we must need secure transport to Falcon's Nest. Let us make for the Chocobo stables in Foundation. Whew, that's the most reading I've really done out loud in quite some time. But either way, like, comment, subscribe if you so choose to, my lovelies, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!